Am I the weakest link? Now, I know that's a strange question to ask. The weakest link? You've probably even seen the TV show, who's the weakest link? But do I have a weak link in my chain for running my business? Because if there is a weak link or a blind spot, it will show up somewhere that I'm not expecting it to and maybe bring down some of my plans and my goals. And you have to ask that question to you. Look, just last night there was a TV story about one of the major airlines in Australia that had a blowout with one of its engines. And what it was discovered was that there was a very long, many centimetres long tool that was left inside the engine that had been there for 300 hours. And as a direct result of that, one day it popped and decided to wreck the other blades within the engine itself. Now, we were lucky, of course. This particular incident didn't cause any major crash or a loss of life or anything, but it did cause a major cause for concern. And in the interview that was on TV, what was very interesting was, yes, we were looking at our processes, the man said, and this is process-based, and we do have to look at our processes, and we have to go through bit by bit and see where things were. No, it's not about blaming any particular person. It's about looking at the process management and making sure that we go through those items one by one until we discover where we can fix the problem. And I think that's the case also with business. If you're running a business, a lot of the time we are attempting to do what's known as virtually an Olympic feat. We're wanting to climb Everest, and to climb Everest, if you wanted to climb Mount Everest, right? When you're up above what's known as the 8,000 metres zone or the dead zone, do you have all the tools and the necessary items there to follow through climbing any higher? Or do you need to have taken the advice that you were given beforehand, make sure that you've got the right boots, make sure that you've got the right oxygen, all these different types of things? There is a massive checklist of items that you need to go through. And what I think is that a lot of people who are in business, yes, I know it's the case of start where you are, build the plane as you fly, all that type of, all those quotes in the world sound really great when you're hearing them in a seminar or on a webinar. They sound really great when you're reading a motivational book. However, if you're wanting to guard yourself against a lot of the different things that can go wrong, it's worthwhile listening to the advice, making a list and following through on that advice, rather than just simply flying blind all the time. Otherwise, those mistakes can be very costly. I'd found it out many times also when I've run large events, and only to miss out on just one little tiny link in the chain of running one of my events, and the process can be quite damaging because it might have either cost me a lot of money or a lot of time to fix those little problems, because those problems can multiply. So think about that in the case of your business. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. This is David Newton speaking.